All right, I'm on hole number 3 of the Liberty Tournament, and this hole right here is critical. And the deal is that from what I've seen and from talking to my teammates, the wind, and from what I've seen, the wind's only blowing right now about, I've seen it between 3 and 3.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's not blowing real hard. And if you've got an Extra Mile 8, an EM8, and a snow globe, you kind of need a 4+ mile an hour wind, really like 4.2 to 4.5 to really kind of give yourself a good look at it down here. Now you can catch it. If you look at like where are you really trying to land? You know, if you look, you're trying to land in this spot right here, because if we draw a line here, I mean, this is the narrowest spot. So anything to the left or the right of that spot, you got to get longer distance. So, I mean, you really want to come in at it right at this point. And it does go downhill here. So if you come in a little bit where you've got a little bit of curl and you're coming in this direction, and the ball is going to be moving a little bit faster when you're using curl to the right, you may have a better shot of getting into this area here, because your ball's coming in, and even if you hit a little bit to the right, you may be able to eke it on. But with low wind, it's difficult. Now I have an advantage here. My advantage. Now there is, and I watched a video. Dale Appleby put out a video for my buddy Dale. What's up, Dale? He put out a video for Pro taking this, doing a max overpower hook shot. And I can't remember. I think he was using a Thor's hammer. And he didn't use, he did a max overpower hook shot, but it's a reverse. So you're doing maximum, you're going to hook it on the right hand side. So like when you're setting your shot up, and here's your needle. So here's your perfect right here. He's doing the max hook on this side, but when he set the ball up, he's putting on max topspin and maximum left hand side spin, so that the first bounce that the ball takes, side spin doesn't engage until it hits the ground the very first time. So as soon as it hits the ground, the side spin takes hold and tries to straighten the ball out, even though you've hooked it. And he put a little teeny bit of curl on it, and he came in down here on this. He came in like in this trajectory, this lower trajectory. One of his comments in the thing is that he didn't need to put the curl on there. He probably could have hit it just straight back, where you're just pulling it straight back, trying to get the hook, but you're putting on maximum left-hand side spin, so that when it hits here, it tries to straighten the ball out, so you're going in a straight trajectory. You can do this with a Titan and an Extra Mile, and you might, like if you brought a 4-power ball, you might be able to get out there with this wind. I mean, there's some options that we can do. And normally when I'm setting it up with a Titan, when I'm out in this area right here, and you'll have to find the area for the ball, but usually like I have my white ring off of this transitional surface, like the deep rough, counting this is the first cut, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth cut of the rough. And if I can spell fourth cut, my white ring right off of this transition. But you'll have to work that number, because you're not putting any curl on it. So it may not be quite that far out, because with the curl on it, you're gaining a little bit. So you'll have to work that out if you try that shot out. I'm going to try a straightforward shot with a Power 5 ball with a snow globe. And I have a secret weapon, and that is an Extra Mile 9. And so with an Extra Mile 9, I got some extra top spin, and I might be able to make it over there, even if the wind is low. And I'm going to bring a snow globe, and I only have 8 of them left. So they're super, boy, I'll tell you, there's the next time they offer snow globes, I'm not I don't buy a lot of balls. I buy some. I mean, the deal is that there's some balls that are worth having in your inventory. And my buddy Mike bought me some balls the other day. Thank you, Mike. He bought me some of those Olympus balls. So I have, having some low wind balls, 1 power, 0 power, having some of those balls. My buddy Scooby bought me some 0 power balls. Having some of those is big. But those snow globes I don't use very often. But when you need a snow globe, you need a snow globe. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. I'm going to actually set up a bag just for this whole extra mile big dog right there. And a snow globe. Let's make sure I got that snow globe picked. All right, here we roll. Let's see if we can get over. If I can't get over, it's not the end of the world. But let's see if we can get over. If I can't get over, I'm going to do a minus 10% shot to the cup. So it'll be plus, I'm not going to do the plus 10 on the drive because I'm trying to pound it down there. But my third shot will be minus 10 to the cup. All right, max topspin. I'm trying to get out in this area right there. So I'm pretty much dead center in the middle. 3-1 plus 10%, that's going to be 3-3. So it's a little over half a ring, or 1.5 rings. Then I'm going to push the power back in it. Hitting it perfect. And see if the extra mile 9 with that extra topspin gets me what I'm looking for to get out there. Because that wind is just a little too low for an extra mile 8, but that extra topspin, that however much, almost 20 topspin, 15 topspin, is huge. Now, the good news is, everybody, is that in my experience on these, they will raise the wind up as the week goes on. Now, the last few times this has been a hole, in the qualifying rounds, we had big wind, so everybody could get over. And then in the opening round, we had little wind, and nobody could get over. And then in the weekend round, they popped it back up again. So it'll be curious to see if they raise the winds up or how they're going to play it. Because Playdemic's they're not stupid. They know the deal. They know what it takes to get over there. So they can manipulate the wind and see if and that can really affect us, because if you've got, if you have the right equipment and you've got some snow globes and you've got even an extra mile 8 and you can get up there, and then in the weekend round they give the biggest wins of the whole week, then people that don't have snow globes have an opportunity to get up there, and it can really make the scores go higher. So it'll be curious to see. This is a tough shot here, and I think I might switch this up. See how much topspin I have to put to get up there. Man, this is one of those tricky. This is a shot that I just don't like, because you have so limited ball guide here with this. Yeah, that's just way too much topspin. Okay, it's 4-9. It's about 2.5 rings, somewhere in that neighborhood. I'm going to put just a titch of power on it. Hitting it perfect. I have no idea where that's going to go, because it can bounce. It gets a slide. See how it slid? That's the thing about these city park holes that pisses me off to no end, is that you can get that slide on these holes and the ball will go absolutely haywire. And I think I'm going to change this hole up, and I'm going to bring, because the deal is that there's something that I can't do with a big dog that I could do with a Guardian. And what I could do with a Guardian right there is I could do a max overpower shot with backspin and just backspin it up onto the green. But I don't have that option with the big dog, and the big dog doesn't give me good ball guide. And I really, in the past, I really think I can get on there with just a couple topspin. It should only take about 3 topspin if you're in the right spot. And if you got an upper developed Guardian, it's got the same distance as a big dog. This just like pisses me off to no end on these city park holes, is there's a ton of these holes that is exactly the type of issue that you have. And this is a sucky angle to be at. From this distance, wind is definitely going to play a factor. I'm going to go right on the edge of the cup. And I hit it great to the left. And it went great to the left. Close. Close, but no cigar. That pisses me off. And it happens to me at least once in every tournament that this hole's in. I get to the other side and then I miss that shot. And I miss that shot. Every time I miss that shot because of that slide, because it's coming into the hole. And from whatever the angle situation there is the ball doesn't just do its normal bounce. It hits a spot and then slides, and it actually picks up speed. It's like somebody shot it out of a slingshot. Nice shot. Nice shot. My opponent got the eagle doing it the traditional way, and I did not, doing it, and I made the drive over. That's what's the pisser there. And this is not the only hole in these City Park holes that have that skipping issue. There's quite a few holes in City Park that have that issue, where if you catch some of these fairways or these greens in the wrong spot, it'll slide. And it's always been like that on these holes. All right, that was hole number 3 of the Liberty Tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Thanks for watching.